Hiya Luke, lovely to do some more work with you out on the range the other day. Obviously the key part of the session was in regards to your hand path. If we see here on the top left of the screen, what we're going to see is pretty good top of the backswing position. As we know, we get a little bit long, nowhere near as long as we used to. It's a much more stable position. What I'm also liking is the position of the right knee. It's straightening at a much more steady rate, much more incrementally, and it's a little bit more appropriate for the length of the club that you've got. So here we are with the 6-iron, right leg straightening but not getting completely straight, which is good. But then you see the hand path. The hand path should work straight down that red line that I put on the screen, which is elbow playing. You see your hands dropping very deep. That's getting the club very much behind you, and it's making the circumference of the swing very, very wide. And really the only thing you can do from there is release the accumulators at the last minute, straightening the right arm out to get the club back to the golf ball. Whenever you do that, the low point moves back, and now you've got to stand up and extend too early to prevent the club digging in the ground. So the path of the hands needs work on above all else. If we watch Mike Bennett here on the bottom left, you can see during the downswing the hands work down, elbow playing. The club shallows a little bit, arms work down, elbow playing. Accumulator 1 and 2 are releasing at a steadier rate, and there's no need to come up out of the inclination that was established at address. So hand path is critical here. Hand path too deep. So we'll give you a couple of things to work on, a couple of ways of combating this. What we've got here first of all is you trying to hit some straight pulls, and we've put a tube down here just inside, or quite substantially inside your target line, just to encourage you to try and feel like you're swinging in this direction. In order to swing more to the left on the way through, it's going to discourage the hands dropping quite as far under. So you can see there the hands do work under, but not as much. And when you started doing this, you started to find the middle of the club face a little bit more. Low point wasn't as far back, weren't extending out as early, staying inclined to the ground much better on the way through. The other way of approaching this was to feel like accumulator 4 or the butt of the golf club even was working out towards the target line more. You can see that move that you're making there, and this is the opposite. You can see the hands working above plane. You spent so long on trying to get the hands coming in that you've become too good at it, and the hands working excessively. So we've got to feel the hands working out a little bit more. As per what we were discussing, what Tiger's been working on recently, a lot of cut swings, trying to offset the amount that the arms were working in. You can see there the hands from P4 to P5 now working more down elbow plane. This is you feeling like you're coming way over the top of it, and you can see you couldn't be further from the truth at that point. And then the other piece that we worked on was using the return to flexion, forward flexion, to stop the hands working under too much. I'm just going to zoom this one in for you. Now what we said was, if you're going to work on flexing forward, then work on flexing forward. Really emphasize that flex forward. Almost like if you think of the club now as an axe, if you were going to chop down on a piece of wood, as you can see there, that return to forward flexion, albeit emphasized, steepens the plane a little bit, keeps the hands working down elbow plane a little bit more, and allows the club to turn the corner in the early part of the golf swing. So, you know, would you swing in that manner? Certainly not unless you wanted to hit a big pull cut. But you can see the difference there compared to here. Hands working under plane, shoulders still turned, chest still facing us, accumulator 1 and 2 starting to release, as opposed to forward flexion, shoulders squarer coming into P6, club more out in front of the hands, accumulator 1 and 2 maintaining their angles better. So flexing forward. several ways to combat the same problem. That one though that you're doing now gives you great feeling of getting back into forward flexion. This drill where we're trying to feel like we're going to hit pulls is a great way of just shifting the plane slightly to the left whilst practicing and finding the middle of the club face more often. And then this piece here is just an understanding of the accumulators, not just releasing, but what direction are they releasing in. If we're hitting pulls and cuts, the butt of the club is working out to the target line too much. If we're hitting pushes, cuts, shanks, etc., the butt of the club is working, as we see here, down to the toe line too much. P4 to P5. So it's not just a case of releasing the accumulators, it's understanding the direction they're working in relation to the shot that you're getting. As I suggested, you know, at the end of your session, hitting the ball much better. It's going to play Mike Bennett's through a few times for you in relation to the path of the hand. So I don't want you thinking in terms of anything else other than hand path at this stage. And we're going to see as the club goes back, up hand plane, onto elbow plane, and then back down elbow plane. So it's an inside over the top move in regards to the golf club, the path of the golf club, or the path of the hands, in, up, and then down the more upright plane. Good luck with it, and I look forward to working with you when you get back from your holiday. Well done.